Greyhound bus. So had to catch a bus from the hotel, from the Manor Hotel to the bus stop. Well, I didn't have to catch a bus; could have walked, but decided to catch a bus. I mean, you might as well. It's only a couple of dollars, and I got to get rid of the credit on the card anyway. Because I don't know when the Baron will be returning to Brisbane. I had to pay $10 actually for the card. So every time you go to a city now, you have to buy the card because it's obviously state based, or they're independent kind of bus companies or transport companies running the public transport. So you end up buying a card for each city, and so you end up carrying around every single card of every single state or territory of Australia. But that's just the way. Yeah, I mean, could you integrate this in your mobile? I guess you could. Is there an app you could just download which would automatically then calculate, or you just tap your phone, independent on which public transport you are in any particular city in Australia? Maybe there is such an app. I don't know. But anyway, got a card, and now it's only about a 5-10 minute walk now to the bus, the Greyhound bus, 12 o'clock to Noosa, and it's only 2 hours, Brisbane Noosa. So yeah, so is it nicer in Nice or in Noosa? Well, I don't know. The Baron doesn't really know. The Baron's never been to Nice, so it's a bit hard to comment. Yes, did go to Europe. Went in fact 2.5 months backpacking around Europe, and went to France. Nice, I believe. Yeah, Nice is in France. So went to France, went to Paris or Paris, no pun, and went to Eiffel Tower. In fact, climbed the Eiffel Tower. Went to Euro Disney. Went to Notre Dame, and also the Louvre. Is the Louvre in Paris or Italy? I think it's in Paris with the Mona Lisa. I don't know. Can't remember now. So many museums. You just kind of forget all. You forget at the end of the day. You're just walking around museums the whole time in Europe because that's all I have. No. Actually, did go skiing. Went to Austria. Was it Innsbruck? And went skiing. Did a day skiing, but it was just all ice. And I remember falling over and kind of injuring myself on the T-bar. But that's a day skiing. I don't think they had any chairlifts. So yeah, getting back to the question, is it nicer in Nice or Noosa, or nicer in Noosa? That is a difficult one. And maybe we run a poll, and then we could see, based on the poll, whether what gets the majority vote. But I can say that Noosa is nice. It's different to Byron Bay, but it's nice. Everyone goes to Noosa. So if you're travelling up the coast, you typically go Byron Bay. Well, you go Sydney, ideally Coffs Harbour, then you go Byron Bay, then you may cut inland to Brisbane, and then Noosa, well, I don't know, Airlie's Beach. I know you'll have to go through Gladstone, Rockhampton, Mackay, and then up to the Whitsundays. Airlie's is where the backpackers, and Hamilton Island's become a very sort of tourist hub. But typically backpackers, Airlie's Beach, and then you go on the Whitsundays, and then from Whitsundays up to Townsville, and then I don't know, and then maybe Cairns through kind of Mission Beach. So that's a typical kind of tourist hub that people do. Sydney, Cairns over, I don't know, maybe a month. And it's good, yeah, it's good to sort of cut into Alice Springs and even to Uluru, and then up to Darwin. But then at the same time, well, you can go swim with a whale shark in Exmouth. You can go to Tasmania. You can go to the Mona, the art gallery, David Walsh Art Gallery in Hobart, and Cradle Mountain. And that's Australia. There's nothing else to do. No. There is, of course, Adelaide, fantastic. There is Perth, and Coober Pedy, the opal capital of the world, and everything is underground. So you can stay in an underground hotel or an underground backpackers. But yeah, ideally Darwin, crocodile, seeing a crocodile, and ideally a koala. French Island, best place, or around, I guess, Warrnambool, Great Ocean Road. You'll most you'll definitely see koalas on French Island, but most likely around Warrnambool, Great Ocean Road. Okay, so might leave it there. In terms of tennis, made a post this morning on the tennis, and of course Novak Djokovic. In fact, he's guaranteed. He's on 415 weeks of number one, and I think it's guaranteed another 3 more weeks to 418, which would be exactly double of what Nadal achieved as number one. So Nadal achieved 209. Djokovic guaranteed for it, and most likely will obviously get more than that. Although Sinner, I think, is now closing the gap. I have to look at the current rankings. Is Sinner now 2? I'd have to have a look. Alcaraz was typically 2. I think Sinner could even take up 2. Could Sinner then get to 1? Could Alcaraz get to 1? Potentially. Yes, Alcaraz was 1, but then dropped it again to Djokovic. Now the consecutive weeks held by Roger Federer, 237 or something. I have to have a look. I think it was 237. Yeah, so Roger Federer does hold. I don't think he held a record, but is that a record? I mean, I don't know. Do you count consecutive, or do you just count the weeks that you're number one? I don't know. I guess it's a record, but then I mean, I think he held the record for consecutive number of semi-finals reached in Grand Slams. It was just something like 23 or something. So I mean, you could just start anything for records. I mean, yeah, Roger Federer probably does hold some records, but are they, kind of genuine records? I mean, in terms of Grand Slam records, he holds nothing. Even his Wimbledon, yes, he won 8 Wimbledons, and in men's that is a record. What's Djokovic? Djokovic only 7? Yes, because he lost to Alcaraz. But Navratilova 9 singles, and then if you include doubles, well, Todd Woodbridge 9 doubles, and then he won a mixed doubles, and then if you include overall Wimbledon's, I guess Navratilova, or maybe even Margaret Court. So, yeah, how do you sort of define records? But yes, we could say that Roger Federer holds no Grand Slam records, and he was choking. He was choking. I spoke about this at the ITF Worldwide Coaches Conference. Roger Federer was choking, feeling the pressure, feeling the anxieties, and as a result, it cost him at least 4 slams. He would have most likely won 10 more slams and potentially up to 18 by doing various yoga processes. And yes, I wrote to Roger. Well, I wrote to the Roger Federer Foundation about this and got a response, and it was noted. So Roger Federer was aware of this particular piece of body of work, and of course, obviously aware of all of the Barron's research on tennis. And he was impressed. But that's what a research is. And at the end of the day, it's still pretty good. 20 slams. I'm just so dominant over that period of time. Yes, Nadal was winning the French, and Federer was just cleaning up the other 3 until Djokovic comes on, and then just cleans up everything. So and I was also thinking about this problem. It's kind of the court surface. Does it kind of make it a different sport in tennis or a different format? I mean, the fact that you got clay, and Nadal, one-dimensional clay. That's all he can win. Well, yes, he can win a few others, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then you've got the different, singles, doubles, mixed doubles. But then you've also got indoors and outdoors. Now Nadal has won 0. He's won 0 Bagel ATP finals at the end of the year tournament. He always qualifies. He always wins the French. In fact, if you win a Grand Slam, you're guaranteed to qualify for the ATP finals. But he won 0 because he can't play in indoor tournament. Could be the fact that yes, it's hard court. Yes, it's a fast hard court, but it's just more to the fact it's sort of to do with the weather. He plays better. Most likely plays better when the conditions are not good, or like windy or typically sun, as a result of the other players not playing so well. Probably because their serve, I'm assuming. Nadal doesn't have much of a serve. He just basically gets the ball in play. And so players that do have quite a good serve, or typically winning a lot of free points, hitting a lot of aces, would not be suited to windy, sun, these weather conditions. And that's why Nadal does typically well on outdoor surfaces, and in particular at the French. Be interesting to see whether the French is sort of, does have those sort of windy conditions as well. So whether it's not just the surface, but also the weather. Interesting to actually look at that. So I don't know, is tennis then dependent on the weather, or indoor out versus outdoor, as long as surface, as well as format, singles, doubles, mixed doubles, which makes it all sort of quite interesting, doesn't it? Okay, so yeah, just leave it there, off to Noosa, and it should be nice. Should be nice in Noosa. I don't know, nice in Nice, or nicer in Nice, or nicer in Noosa. Don't know, you decide. That was Around Breaks.